Welcome to the awards dinner. This is one of my favorite nights of the year for Intellus for really the most important reason. We get an opportunity to recognize the best and the brightest, or as I'd like to say, the people with the biggest hearts in our industry, because they're bringing more to their job than just showing up, they're bringing passion. We wanted to start tonight off thinking about the past. So I'm not good at reading, but I'm going to read my script and do my best. So more than 60 years ago, a small group of like-minded market researchers drafted ideas on the back of a cocktail napkin to create a community that would come together to safeguard market research and our industry, create an environment for us to share ideas, learn and interact with each other, and meet colleagues. That community at the time was called PMRG. It started out very small, hosting regional events, and it quickly grew, and the volunteer board realized they needed to make it bigger and bring on staff. So the staff, along with the board, took measures to increase the membership and engagement, enhance the content to be more robust and dynamic, and establish simple things we now take for granted, like online registration and virtual payments. For some of you in the room as old as me, you'll remember back in the day when we actually would fax in registrations for conferences. In 2018, two strong organizations merged, PMRG and PBerg, because they had very consistent and overlapping goals, and it was time to make one big organization called Intellus Worldwide. Soon after the merger, the organization launched an alternative, all-inclusive membership, which deepened our commitments to offering members affordable, year-round engagement through webinars, regional networking events, collaboration, and connections with other organizations like QRCA, BHBIA, HBA, and Ephemera. So tonight, we want to thank you, our loyal members and sponsors, for your support and confidence as we adapt and grow, and our special thank you to our 100-plus volunteers whose committees continue to champion innovative ideas, research, trainings, and publications that advance our members in intelligence, business analytics, and insights professional. Today, the organization is strong and has reached a financial stability that we're able to reinvest in more events and allows us to have more funding for our committees and the projects they would like to take on. More recently, and probably the most exciting part of this, is we had a request from our Integral Insights Committee, and we are excited to announce that we will host a new event in London in 2027. If you want to be involved in its creation, please come talk to one of the Intellus member leaders to learn more. Intellus will continue to grow and thrive and support its members in the best way we can, and more details will come to follow about this event. So at this point, I'm going to turn the evening over to Heidi, who's going to give out our first award for one of our longest and most reliable and most inspirational leaders. And before you do that, before you leave the stage, don't let anyone leave. Well, I'm just going to do it now. I just want to recognize Andrea, Stephanie, and Heidi. They make these conferences come together like they're a piece of cake. It is so easy, and they make everything great, and so we really appreciate all the work that you do. And now, I'll let you take it over.
I am the Director of Education here. I know most of you. If I don't know you, come talk to me. I'm easy to know. I'm going to try to get through this without crying, but I can't promise anything. So, I'm here to honor a friend and colleague, I'm starting already, who is celebrating 20 years of service to PMRG and Intellus Worldwide. Stephanie is our COO. We met 26 years ago. We started working together at the meeting planning company that managed the PMRG events. And after years of managing them, in 2005, the leadership came to her and said, we need help, we want to grow this. We want it to be more than just events. So they brought her on as a full-time employee. She was pivotal in building our communities, creating our SOPs, creating financial stability for the organization. That led us to the point where she got to invest in more things, like hiring me and Andrea. So in 2018, she led the merger of PMRG and PBIRG, forming the United Intellus Worldwide that we have today, and included developing and implementing strategic plans and goals for the organization. We faced a very scary COVID together, and I know all of you did with us. And I don't know if any of you know her, but her tenacity is amazing. She fought the hotel out of devastating penalties when we had to cancel that event and go virtual. On a more personal note, she has helped me face painful situations and hard truths, and she was always a friend who would listen and a big sister to give me advice. Those of you who know her well know she is fiercely loyal, incredibly funny, and we all consider ourselves blessed to know her. So join me in congratulating her, my friend, my partner in crime, Stephanie Reinders.
All right, now we're on to the real awards. I shouldn't say it like that. I didn't mean it like that. But I do have to tell a little bit of a funny story. So as we were getting ready to kick this evening off, the only person that we couldn't find was Stephanie. And so we had to run out of the room and find her and couldn't get started. So that was just really enjoyable for me. So why do I like the awards night? So this is one of the most important events we do. And I think what's really important about it is that we all do such great work and we don't often take time to sit back and reflect and relax. And I was thinking about it, I was thinking one of the biggest gifts, probably the only gift we have that can never be measured is the time we have. And so as you think about these awards and the people that are getting recognized tonight, think about investing some of your time to nominate people next year. Because I would love to have a year where we have so many nominees that it takes hours to go through them. And I know you're all doing great work. We always get a good number of nominations, don't get me wrong, but my point is I know there's more out there. I know there's a lot of great that we're doing, and we need to hear from all of you. So please think about that next year when the announcements come out. Think about who you've worked with that's impacted your career, done a great project with you, whatever, and please nominate them. Okay, so tonight we're here to recognize the dedication, leadership, and advocacy and impact of the best in healthcare insights and analytics field during the annual Institute. These awards draw from a deep history and prestige of award programs from Intellus legacy organizations, Pharmaceutical Business Intelligence and Research Group, PBIRG, and Pharmaceutical Marketing Research Group, PMRG. They further represent the expanded impact and bold and exciting future of this nonprofit association serving global manufacturers, providers, representing pharmaceuticals, biologics, medical devices, diagnostics, healthcare professionals, and patients. We start off the night with a presentation of the Future Leaders Award, created by our Future Leaders Council. This award is granted based on transformative impact in the health industry, commitment to profession and/or community through volunteerism, a commitment to continued education through various forms, webinars, conferences, certifications, and internship, and leadership activities that promote professional development, such as special projects, speaking engagements, creative thinking, and positive impact on colleagues. This year's recipient is Dominic Cocco of Sermo. Dominic has consistently demonstrated the spirit of leadership and commitment that the Future Leaders Award is designed to recognize. Dom has been instrumental in the growth and success of the Intellus Future Leaders Committee. His proactive leadership, particularly in organized events and fostering engagement among early career professionals, has had a measurable impact. Whether behind the scenes or front and center, Dom consistently steps up to support the mission and values of Intellus. In addition to this role within the Future Leaders Group, Dom now serves as the treasurer, further underscoring his dedication to the organization. He is always willing to volunteer his time and energy, no matter what the need, bringing both strategic insight and an incredibly positive attitude. As a market researcher, Dom is passionate about promoting best practices in our industry. What truly sets Dom apart is his character. He brings warmth, kindness, and professionalism to every event, always greeting newcomers with a smile and helping them feel welcomed to the community. Dom exemplifies what it means to be a future leader, knowledgeable, dependable, inclusive, and endlessly committed to elevating the industry and those around him. He is a rising star in our research community. Dom, will you please come to the stage? It's pretty bad when you're in the middle of reading it and you realize you don't have your glasses on and everything's starting to get blurry and you can't see it. Welcome to being old. Now we have our Impact Awards. The Impact Awards are granted based on demonstrated exceptional contribution to the field of health insights and analytics, in alignment with one of Intellus's pillars: advocacy, community, and/or professional development. Examples include achievement in a particularly high quality of work, a set of skills, a creative idea or innovation, expressed in some action within the recipient's work, unit, or work with Intellus. We have 3 recipients this year, and the first is the Intellus Impact Award for Advocacy, which goes to Mark Pellegrino of Astellas. At Astellas, Mark Pellegrino serves as the Market Access Lead, U.S. Insights and Strategy, driving market access insights across the priority brands to deliver a positive impact for patients. His work bridges the perspective of patients, payers, providers, and advocacy groups to shape smart, evidence-based strategies that make a real-world impact on product positioning, pricing, and access. One of the areas where Mark has made a real difference is in shining a light on cost-shifting insurance mechanisms, like copay accumulators, copay maximizers, and alternative funding programs, and how they disrupt patient affordability and treatment adherence. His efforts have helped the industry understand these complex challenges to better understand and push the conversation toward a more patient-friendly solution. Mark is also a consistent advocate for ethical market research as a foundation for healthcare innovation. Within the Intellus community, he has taken a lead on tough and timely issues like the Inflation Reduction Act and high-deductible health plans, always with a focus on what they mean for patients trying to access care. Through a combination of research, presentations, and team leadership, Mark has helped raise industry awareness about how insurance design affects out-of-pocket costs, continuity of care, and access. He has also driven important educational efforts, both inside Astellas and across the broader healthcare community, to highlight how benefit design can better align with patient outcomes. Through both professional leadership and community engagement, Mark exemplifies the mission of the Advocacy Award. Mark combines sharp, strategic thinking with a deep research expertise and an unwavering commitment to the patient voice. His work continues to influence how decisions are made and how healthcare systems can do better for the people they serve. Mark, will you please come to the stage? Our next Impact Award is for community, and it goes to Diana Pohle with BioMarin. Diana is leading the Integral Insights Task Force at Intellus, which consistently fosters great conversations and ideas. She has also spearheaded the discussions, writing, and publications of the article Unlocking Competitive Advantage, the Evolving Role of Market Research in Healthcare, published on Intellus and Quirk's websites. Without Diana's leadership, diligence, and dedication, this important paper would not have been completed. She is a true champion for our profession. This effort was unique because it was among the first, if not the first, to urge a caution in the adoption of AI, reminding senior leaders across our industries the importance of authentic insights. The achievement impacted several industry factors. It underscores the importance of authentic insights. It urges caution against adoption of an unproven technology. It reminds leaders of insights, methods, and use cases where AI would not be feasible or recommended. It further reminds leaders of the key role that market research plays in the organization every day. We all know Diana to be a tireless advocate for our profession and our community, and this achievement is just the first of many that the Intellus Integral Insights Task Force will produce under her leadership. Diana, will you please come to the stage? So I got to go off script for a minute because I was sitting at a table with Ted Felix today, and why this should have nothing to do with me, I'm going to make it a little bit about me. But a number of years back, I won an award, and Ted presented it to me. And I wore this tie. This tie I bought at Market Research. It's a whole story we won't go into tonight. But Ted was sitting there, and he said, you know, I wasn't even supposed to present that award to you. It was supposed to be Diana. And I was like, Diana? And he's like, yeah, she had an emergency and couldn't attend the event. And so, of course, I started chuckling. I'm like, well, at least I get to present her award tonight. So we're glad you're here. We're glad you made it through your emergency, and we appreciate everything you've done. So now I'm going to move on to our final Impact Award for Professional Development. And that is awarded to Deepak Wadhwa of AstraZeneca. And yes. You know, it's funny, you get caught up on the words that you know how to say and are no issue, and the ones that should be an issue are not the ones you're getting caught up with. In Deepak Wadhwa's role as forecasting director at AstraZeneca, he is leading the forecasting process for respiratory biologics, collaborating with partner companies and monitoring performance across various physician specialties and segments. AstraZeneca wanted to enhance the skill sets of the insights function by gaining working knowledge of a pharmaceutical forecast. Deepak developed materials for an entry-level forecasting workshop and presented it to the working group. It was well received and generated a great deal of traction within the team. This further led to a 2-day forecasting training session conducted within the team by an outside agency. Deepak helped identify the right agency to work with the training course to make it a great success. His working group praised him for his skill set in collaborating with cross-functional teams to ensure alignment and deliver actionable recommendations to the commercial team and senior leadership. Deepak created and implemented forecasting training for all 3 functions to look for insights, forecasting analytics. While doing so, it developed an in-row for team members to upskill themselves and opportunities for the company to retain valuable talent. And personally, for someone who's going through a forecasting process right now, I'd love to have your training materials. So Deepak, would you please come to the stage? And fortunately for all of you, this concludes my portion of this evening. I would now like to call, oh yeah, go ahead, clap for me. I would now like to bring David Berman to the stage. David Berman won our Clement Fordyce Lifetime Achievement Award last year, and he will be presenting this year's award to the recipient.
What a year it's been. I'll tell you, it's been a year since you awarded me that wonderful award. I spent the year traveling the globe, representing the United States, and now it's time to pass my tiara. Oh, I have the wrong speech, sorry. Sorry, Sherry. The Intellus Clement Fordyce Award, the real award, recognizes the lifetime achievement of the best within the healthcare insights and analytics industry. Honorees are chosen for their outstanding character, ethics, and leadership, their dedication to the company, colleagues, and Intellus, their superior expertise, creativity, and ingenuity in the field, and their continual dedication to mentoring junior colleagues and bettering the healthcare insights and analytics profession. Sherry Fox has been a lifelong contributor to the healthcare insights community, known for her extraordinary leadership and a deep commitment to elevating both people and the profession. Her career has been defined by her championship of insight, strategic vision, and a passion for innovation. A hallmark of Sherry's impact is her ability to bring people together, with a natural gift for networking and a talent for forming unique, high-impact partnerships. Sherry's created opportunities for collaboration that have enriched the field at every level. She has an instinct for spotting untapped synergies and turning them into meaningful initiatives, bridging gaps between companies, organizations, and individuals with a focus on shared advancement. Her influence has benefited colleagues, clients, and the broader industry in many lasting ways. She's a passionate advocate for pushing the boundaries of what insights and analytics can achieve. She's always been willing to explore new methodologies and champion novel approaches to solving problems. Her curiosity and courage have made her a trusted leader, especially when navigating change and pursuing growth. You know what? I think I'm done with this. It's a great speech, but I think I need to speak from my heart. So I've known Sherry now for probably around 25 years. And she was a fierce competitor when I had the Mercury Group. And she took a lot of my clients, by the way. She was excellent at everything she did. But I will tell you, she has always been fair and a very fair competitor. And I always appreciated that. And I learned a lot from watching her as a competitor. And then I worked on the client side and became a very close friend with Sherry. It's true, when I think of the words that define Sherry, relentless, absolutely relentless, entrepreneurial, innovative, and collaborative, as her business is called. So as I put all this together and think about what she has done for Intellus, she's been a part of this organization in PMRG for as many years as I just talked about and more. She has really made an impact on this community and on everyone that she touches. And as I said, these traits are going to come in really handy, and I know that I'm going to add bravery to this list of things that really do define Sherry for me. So with that, I'm going to ask Sherry to please come to the stage.
Thank you so much. I am both humbled and honored to join the esteemed group of my predecessors who have received this prestigious Lifetime Achievement Award. There are far too many of you to thank. However, I'd like to acknowledge a few of you who have had a tremendous influence on my career. First, the industry colleagues. David Berman, last year's Clement Fordyce recipient, who just introduced me, has been an invaluable client, advisor, supporter, and friend, growing both my career and businesses I have led. Paul Gorman, also a prior Clement Fordyce recipient, who is one of the most caring and compassionate clients and friends I have ever worked with, and who has continued to work with me through various job changes for both of us. Julie Brown, also a lifetime client and friend, with whom I've worked with through several mutual job changes as well. And we're talking many, many years. We'll get to that later. Scott von Lucken, who you've also heard from this evening, an avid supporter of Intellus, whose sage wisdom and advice served as a role model for leadership while I served on the Intellus board, and has taken on the role of chairman emeritus this year to fill in gaps when I couldn't. Stephanie Reinders and the Intellus leadership team, where are you? Okay, over there, for their ongoing overall support, especially during my tenure on the board. Camille DeSantis, a vendor partner, friend, and now a client, who made the trip from Connecticut to celebrate with us tonight. Thanks so much for coming. Janice Worthington of Worthington Resources, who unfortunately was unable to make the trip from Florida, although she had tickets, to be with us tonight, with whom I have worked for over 25 years and is now helping to support my latest venture. Thanks also to the key people who supported the growth of the planning shop, my most recent agency role. Kim Hughes, founder and owner, who had the confidence to hire me as US president. Claire Macchia, who's here tonight, my first hire at TPS, who was invaluable in the growth of the company. Mary Dominic, who established and led a successful oncology business unit at the planning shop, also contributing to company growth. And not to be ignored, Dory Stern, also with us to celebrate tonight, who led business development, enabling us to reach unprecedented sales levels and leading to our ultimate acquisition. I also want to acknowledge my wonderful family who are here tonight joining the celebration. Pamela and Ryan Rosenbaum, our daughter and son-in-law, and our grandchildren, who we spared you of their presence, but Riley and Bryce, they're not here, but bring us immense joy, especially as we move towards ultimate retirement. Suzanne Schiller, my sister, who also works in the healthcare industry, and her husband, David, who are here with us tonight. And last but not least, my incredible husband, Steve, who I actually met through the industry 50 years ago. We have been married, thank you. We have been married for 48 of those years and have worked together for several of those years as well, including currently. I would not be here without him. Love you. And yes, I did say 50 years. I began as a teenage telephone interviewer. I've always wanted, that's going to be the name of my memoir. I was a teenage telephone interviewer. 50 years is way too long to review my entire career, but the short version is I've always been on the vendor side in various positions, culminating in serving as US president at the planning shop, and now running my own business, The Collaborative, which has its roots in market research, but also includes other services companies, to David's point of collaboration and bringing companies together and helping them to grow. I have only confided to a select group of people, but most of you by now have noticed that I look very different from my previous self due to a cancer diagnosis in November 2024. We've all researched patient journeys, but actually living that journey, especially with cancer, is quite a different story and provides a whole new perspective on living with chronic illness. My final note of thanks, therefore, is to the healthcare industry we all work with that provides a plethora of available treatments and continues to research new treatments to fight devastating disease. In addition, physician and healthcare provider training has continued to improve, enabling them to continue to provide quality care. So please keep up all that you are doing to support this critical industry so they and we can achieve all of our goals and initiatives. Once again, my heartfelt gratitude for all of your support and for bestowing this award on my 50th anniversary in the healthcare insights industry. Thank you all.